It's kind of scripted. Hey, it's kind of scripted. What's going on? It's Willie here with a kind of scripted. What's cool about kind of scripted, especially on this platform and in general on any platform, is we live in a world of highlight tapes, right? And we live in a world where we become consumed with our identity our identity becomes what we do, right? Our identity becomes the value that we can add. And, when I created kind of scripted, what was that, 5 years ago or so, it was really to be like a diary, right? An account of my journal and my lived experience. And especially in a world where highlight tapes, were what everybody was putting out. And again, especially on this platform, what you're going to get from kind of scripted and what is Willie's going through, right? As I navigate my life, my world one day at a time, right? And in that process, in that journey, it's not perfect, right? Are there highlights on the way? Absolutely. But I think for any person who's considering partnering with Willie, especially on a platform like this, for any person who is trying to figure out who is Willie, why should I give Willie my time and my energy? What kind of scripted is a perspective into the spirit of Willie, right? And today I want to give you an understanding of kind of where we are in that journey. And so my journal today was really talking about the same way that we can, if we believe and have the courage to do, we can do all things if we navigate that journey with God. In that same vein, in that same light, we can also cause our own destruction. I can also cause my own destruction. What made me think about this heavily this morning is because, as I'm going through my core life pillars and looking at, faith, family, fitness, finance, fun, and what I want my lived experience to be like in each, not necessarily the things that I want, but my lived experience, what I want my lived experience to be like in each of those. Today, my focus was on fitness and how I'm causing my own destruction in my health and wellness. So to give you an idea, in my fitness life pillar, what I want is I want my weight at a certain point. I want a six pack, right? And last year we got there. We got to that point. But there were some behaviors that I engage in, specifically when I'm up late at night doing homework, working, whatever the case may be. I will snack. I will eat my children's snacks, right? It's like a thing that I really must improve upon. And, that habit of not saying no to staying up and eating my children's snacks while I'm up late working, it is causing me to all the progress that I do during the day, whether it's working out, eating well, eating my routine stuff, I tear it all down with the behaviors and the actions that I take at night. Again, I tear it all down with the habits and the actions that I take at night. These are actions and habits that I am choosing to do. And what my journal highlighted today is, God told me, and again, my journal is my reflection time with God, and I can hear God speaking, and so I write it down. And so God told me, hey, son, the same way that you can go out here and do all things, if you have the courage to act on what needs to be done, guess what? You have the same ability to not achieve the goals you have by doing the opposite of what I tell you to do. I'm going to tell you what's wild. When I'm up snacking, I can hear the voice in my spirit that says no. I can hear the voice in my spirit that says no. But that whole concept of that, the good angel, the bad angel type concept, I also have another voice that says, do it anyway. And there's times when I lose to that other voice that says, do it anyway. I actually lose to that voice often. And it's something that's completely uncomfortable. It doesn't happen in a lot of things, but the areas in which I struggle in, I know better. And so what the objective of this kind of scripted is not just to highlight the areas where I fall short, but to let people know that, especially, when we're out here looking to make our dreams a reality, the same way that we can do the habits and actions that can contribute to creating our heaven on earth, we can also be engaging in actions that are causing our own destruction. So often we want to put the blame on everything else when we are the problem. I am the problem. I can control whether I choose to eat my children's snacks at 11:30 at night. And so what God told me is that, son, hey, you got to stay rooted in me. What God told me is that, hey, you've got to have the discipline and the consistency one day at a time to say no to that other voice. You can. And here's what's dope. It's a choice. You're choosing. I'm choosing to say yes to the voice that I know I'm supposed to say no to. When being passionate about helping students stay in school and graduate, we talk about how our students are navigating work, life, and school, and how that process and that journey can cause them to stop out and drop out. But guess what? Yes, there's external factors that that can contribute to them losing sight of their why. But it's also the point of when there's a lack of vision, right? When there's a lack of clarity on the why we're showing up to school in the first place, when there's a lack of clarity on the destination school is taking us to, there's not clarity in the actions and the habits that we need to be taking and saying no to. When the vision's not clear, there's no clarity in what we should be saying no to. So we just do anything. I know better. I know that if I want a six pack and if I want to get to this goal weight, that I should not be up eating Pop-Tarts at 11:30 at night. So that's why I'm so passionate about this ministry and movement of the Vision Engine, because I genuinely believe that we can create our heaven on earth. But guess what? Like me, there's also areas where when we have that clear vision, that vision puts us in position to know what we shouldn't be doing. And then we have to have the discipline, the courage to say no to those bad habits and activities one day at a time. It's not going to be easy. And I'm not saying we're going to be perfect, because I'm definitely not perfect, as I'm coming to you talking about right now. But hey, if I'm conscious and if I'm aware, I know better. And when I know better, I can do better. Having a clear vision allows me to have clarity on knowing better, so I can do better. And so this is Willie. I'm gonna get up off of here before I start rambling and being repetitive, but it's kind of scripted. Hey, it's kind of scripted. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I wish y'all nothing but the best as you navigate your journey. And remember, the same way that we can do the actions and the habits that can contribute to us making our dreams a reality, we can also engage in negative actions and habits that can keep us away from that dream and that goal. What we're going to do about it? It's a choice. Peace.